If they see him, shoot him on sight, no matter where the fuck he is.
No gas, you been tripping on them hoes.
Burn Live. What's up, y'all? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're catching this. Welcome to another Burn Live show. Woo! What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Where we marijuana keeping you connected, hashtagging these red eyes, changing the viewers. I read. Definitely keeping underage smoking on social media. Killing myself for your entertainment, sitting here with friends and family, starting a cannabisation. I appreciate everybody stopping through. Good morning. Like I said, good afternoon. Whenever time you're watching this, it's amazing the things that we go through every year, and we sit here and we come and we get to talk about America and things that we love and things that we like to do. And it's just like, okay, yo, here we go. This is America. We love it. We appreciate the things that we are contribute to, and then you get these questionnaires or these people or things that are happening that question like, are you true patriotic, or do you love America? Do you think this is one of the best places to be on earth? And these questions are understandable, simple questions that we feel like we should be answering every day. I think, like, what I'm saying, we should always have to share these questions out. We should ask everybody, hey, do you like where you stay? Do you think otherwise? Should there always be somewhere else you should be? And if so, if so. If not, it's not. You know what I'm saying? But these are questions that we should be asking ourselves. There are a lot of important things that are happening. There are a lot of grooming questions and a lot of incentives of what's right and wrong, what's wrong and right that's actually happening. We need to sit here and discuss. And before I get into some of these stories that are actually happening, first of all, I'm in Las Vegas. Let me hurry up and just cover this one quick story real quick that happened that I know some people would love for me to take care of. Y'all, Las Vegas was on fire today.
We continue to follow breaking news tonight on the Las Vegas Strip. This is video of a fire that broke out on the top of the Fontainebleau Hotel earlier today. Flames and smoke, as you can see, were filling the valley. This is what it looked like from our tower cams. 8 News Now reporter Joshua Piguero has the latest from Metro Police, and he is out near the Fontainebleau Hotel tonight. Joshua.
Hello, Sasha. About an hour ago, we spoke with Clark County Fire Department that tell us that they responded at around 3:41. They received an alert of a fire at the Fontainebleau. It took place right at the roof. This scene is definitely different than it was about an hour ago. Most of the fire trucks, EMS, and Metro Police officers have already left. The road is still closed between Paradise and Elvis Presley to pedestrian traffic, as well as to vehicle traffic as well. The Clark County Fire Department says 89 firefighters responded here. They're currently investigating a cause. They believe they saw some construction material on the roof. There were no injuries. There were no employees as well. The fire department thanks the construction codes, the city's construction codes, because the water pumps were working in this building. And we also got a statement from Fontainebleau. It reads, as safety and security are our highest priorities, we are working closely with the investigators. Now, Clark County Fire Department tells us that they have their arson investigators here looking into the cause and what may have led to the fire. But again, no injuries in the building. It looks like it avoided any major damage. Reporting live between Elvis and Paradise, Joshua Piguero, 8 News Now.
Tonight, the dangerous and deadly heat wave
Well.
away. Dozens of records shattered and more expected in the south and southwest, while Miami suffers through a 40th day with the heat index over 100.
Man, we know it's going to be hot. Quit playing with us.
Where it was 121.
But y'all, I just wanted to play that one video real quick just to let y'all know that Fontainebleau was on fire. It was amazing. I seen when it first cracked off. Just like, wow, I just couldn't believe it. We was one of the first few people to tweet it, talk about it. Now that I got that out the way, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. I said, and I was like, Not trying to be mean or rude or not like that. Woo! A lot of people are on investigation. A lot of people out here conspiracy with this racy theories and stuff like that. Man, listen, y'all. I don't know if we gonna keep saying that towns and places and peoples and things like that are racist like that. That is starting to really play out. To me personally, I believe it's old. I'm just gonna keep it 100. I really believe that it's old. Like we shouldn't be talking like we're looking for racists or there's racist people. True, indeed, there are racist people out here in America. That's like not the done that. It's the fact that we're taking country music that's about pride and we're taking a man who wants to be a president. We finding every reason to lock him up. A person, another person that's fighting for our rights and politician with us. He's getting he's getting prosecuted as a white nationalist. All these allegations between whites and blacks and who's and what's and whens and where's and how's and why's. It's crazy. It's ridiculous. I know. Yet again, y'all know this is a marijuana channel. We supposed to be sparking by marijuana. You can smoke here. You can get high. Okay, but these are the things that's been going on. And then you got the other side of thing that's been going on is with the kidnapping and child sex pornography and all these allusions to these nasty things. Oh yeah, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the share button, all that good stuff to get more notifications. But back to what I was saying. Child pornography, kid kidnapping is high here in America. It's very, very high here in America. It's one of the nastiest things that actually happen. Um, in some cases, um, people are getting blamed for things that they truly don't do. They're not a part of. They're a part of this blame system. So people can get a bag. Unfortunately, people do think like that and look like that. These are things that are actually happening here. And I go by saying that because I showed y'all a report 2 weeks ago of a little girl getting kidnapped in Florida. She bit him and got away, right? Y'all remember that. And we also did the report a couple of days ago where the girl claims that she seen a baby in the middle of the road that walked 2 football lengths and then she ended up getting kidnapped. I just ran across this other story that actually happened
I
a
feel
day
happy.
ago.
I know myself. I think God tell me to stop him. That's how she got rescued.
Now at 11, a child kidnapped in San Antonio, Texas, and driven all the way to Long Beach was able to fashion a "Help Me" sign on this crumpled piece of paper and flash it to someone passing by at a local laundromat. That person who saw that message, "Help Me," taking immediate action and alerting Long Beach police. Officers quickly responding, potentially saving that kidnapped child's life. Eyewitness News reporter Shayla Girardin spoke to an eyewitness tonight who just knew something was wrong.
All of this happening right here at the laundromat just last week, and we spoke to one of the workers who said she witnessed all of this happen and even helped to detain that suspect. Take a look. It's a morning touch you will never forget.
I feel it. I had goosebumps.
On Sunday, July 9th, she came to work at the Easy Wash laundromat across the street from First Baptist Church. That's when a man approached and asked her where he could grab some food.
But we have restaurant around here by the laundry, but they never open on Sunday. But I don't know why. My mouth open and tell him, oh, maybe open 11, you can wait here.
The man was 61-year-old Stephen Sablin. He's accused of kidnapping a 13-year-old girl and sexually assaulting her.
Something wrong with his eye, like scared too when he look at me.
Sablin's accused of kidnapping the victim at gunpoint in San Antonio, Texas. According to the indictment, Sablin then drove the victim from Texas to California and assaulted her multiple times before stopping in Long Beach.
I see like she's scared. I think he went here, put the dry clothes with her, and then he take her back in the car, and then he back by himself.
The victim drawing this sign and placing it in the car window. That's when a Good Samaritan spotted the sign and called police.
She come tell me, yeah, I think the girl need help. Yeah, and then she called the cop.
Police responded immediately, arresting the suspect and recovering this replica firearm and a pair of handcuffs.
I feel happy. I know myself. I think God told me to stop him. That's how she got rescued.
That suspect, of course, arrested, and he's due back in court at the end of this month. And with cases like this, of course, police are encouraging the public that if you see something, say something.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more.
How are you supposed to? Now, good job. I'm commending. I appreciate that happening. Y'all don't get it twisted. But when people are known for not snitching, known for keeping this ideology of we can't tell, you can't snitch, you can't do this, you can't do that, what is we supposed to do, y'all? What is we supposed to do? I bring these stories up all the time, dog, and I hope that people really take the time out and get to look at them and see them like, okay, my boy really be trying to report some real stories, man. I actually, for real, and I appreciate everybody that helps me out. Angel Cakes, Nitro, because they come with me every day with stories. Like, here, what about this story? Here, what about that story? Here, what about this story? Here, what about that story? I appreciate all the content that they give me and bringing y'all stories. And so when I'm up here bringing y'all these stories, and when we breaking it down, what's really going on, especially when it gets serious, y'all. I just want y'all to see. That we finna go off into this. Y'all know I love.
It almost seemed like there was a
I love breaking these down, bro, because you know we finna learn something, y'all. Y'all know we finna learn something. Let's go.
conference call or Zoom. Well, maybe conference call would have been better for Tubin, but there was a conference call where you guys, and they said from the top, hey, this is our shot. This is Trump's fault. This is not China's fault. This is Trump's fault. And then rather than saying, where else would this thing come from? We don't know it came from China. You can't say that. You can't say this. We're in Chinatown, Nancy Pelosi going out there and saying, well, look, this is offensive. You can't do this. You can't do that. You can't do this. Rob, you can't even find us on Twitter. It's a lot easier if you just go find us on Twitter. You'll find us like a 30-second clip. And suddenly everybody's like, no, it's irresponsible. You should have closed sooner. You should have closed this and you should have done that. Wait a minute. You were just in Chinatown saying don't close. Now you're saying I should have done this. It's as if everybody teamed up against this guy. And then that caused the American people, some of them, to say, look, we united during 9/11. What are we doing being divided here? And then 2 years later, we look at it and say he was right about China virus, about coronavirus. Oh, they were right. The New York Times comes out this week talking about a third of the COVID deaths was an exaggeration by the CDC. Nobody covers it. So the American people, wait a minute. Well, you should have taken a vaccine with the kids. No, you shouldn't have. Well, because the experts are saying this. Well, because science is saying this. Well, because military, 14 years, if you don't take the vaccine, you got to come out. Dude, you've only had a few months to test this thing out. No, you.
This is something that you want to hear. So me up here saying that Trump was right about something, you're not hearing it coming out of my mouth first. You hear it coming out of somebody else's mouth. You're smoking with your boy Capiche. This is the Burn Live Show, and baby, it's going down. And you're getting to hear facts about things that are going on. Now we're talking about the COVID. And I'm glad they're talking about the COVID because you understand that the small report, and I did not report on it until he spoke out. He actually came out and spoke out. He said something when talking about Jamie Foxx. Now, speculations, y'all. This man, so-called what? Caught COVID? No. They asked him to give a COVID shot during filming, and he got paralyzed. That's what the stories say. I don't know how true it is. I'm not here to say that it's right or wrong or what. I'm just letting you know this is the story. Everybody that is against Trump, and I got my godson. I bet you against Trump. I bet you his father is still against Trump. I got so many friends on my Facebook page that are against Trump. Oh my God. I got a few that are with Trump. Don't get it twisted. But this right here, when the facts actually come out, me debating and arguing and saying and this and oh no, you're wrong, and how can you, like, bro, this is the man.
You got to do it. So now all of that pendulum goes back to saying, listen, say what you want. You guys were wrong about Russia. You were wrong about China. You were wrong about COVID. You were wrong about the vaccine. You were wrong about this stuff. What are you going to say now to this guy? Now you want 37 indictments. You want to do all this other stuff to the guy. So what level of, for somebody that was on these, I don't expect to get the, 100% on what you would say to this. But what do you say to the people that said, dude, you guys all teamed up against this guy and everybody was like sounded like a broken record. It's Trump's fault. It's Trump's fault. It's Trump's fault. What do you say to that?
I have a different analysis.
I want to hear it.
There was no conference call. There was no groupthink. I don't know how many people had more access to people making major decisions during the pandemic than I did. And I was certainly never told what to say or what not to say. Trump got what he asked for with the media. You antagonize the media and call them fake and say a lot of things that are demonstrably false, you're going to get the teeth. He was antagonistic. These are all human beings. They're going to take it personally at some point, and they're going to come for you. And look, I think that's true in my case, in my brother's case, for sure. It was absolutely true in the president's case. The idea that people were against saying China virus is more complicated. We know it started in China. Now, what made us sick was actually the virus flying through Europe, right? The cases that came into the US, you had a few on the West Coast, but it was really these people coming in from Europe into.
Now, this is getting deeper. Go back. We're talking about COVID, y'all. I ain't trying to lose people. People just come in here. We're talking about COVID and saying he was right or wrong. This man is saying Trump got what he want. When you say what you want to say, you get what you get from the media, which is true. Now, he's trying to tell you how the virus flew from one state, one country to another country. I'm sorry. One country to another country to America.
To New York, et cetera, making people sick here. Does that mean it didn't start in China? No, it means that that's not the only question. It's not the dispositive factor. Yes, it started in China, but it went flying through all of Europe also. So it's not as simple as just busting on China. Trump had it both ways with China, and he used China to deflect accountability for himself as president of the United States. I do not believe that if there was no COVID, Trump wins necessarily. I think it's hard to say that. I think if Trump had just stuck with his original take on COVID.
You don't think if there's no COVID, Trump doesn't win?
I don't know, because there are too many things. There are too many things that could happen.
But if you're playing an odds game and nothing else happens.
I don't listen.
Chris, the guy had economy was good. Everything was good.
Too much shit happens that I didn't expect for me to say I know what would have happened. Okay. Do I think you're 100% wrong? Of course not. Was COVID a problem for him? Absolutely. But if he had stuck with, I'm now a wartime president, this is my war, I'm doing PBE like nobody's business. I can't believe there's only one place in Maine that can make these swabs. I'm going to make them. That mentality, and brought the vaccine and right and wrong, which plays into my real frustration about COVID, other than people thinking I didn't have it, is here's a problem, okay? Trump did this wrong. Biden did this wrong. No one in a white coat should be doing political messaging for America. Fauci, any of the other white coats that they had up there from time to time, should not have been talking directly to America about where we are, how we are, what we're not. Science changes, okay? Science changes.
I agree with him when he's making this statement. Let me break some things down just so we can keep going over a little bit faster or some stuff. What he's saying is like Trump should have kept his motive, but when you started putting all these doctors on television try to convince us that this is right and this is wrong, that's where he has a problem, and that's where a lot of people would have a problem with what was going on back then too. Is what was really happening. A lot of people left the country because they was confused on the facts of is America safe? And y'all got to realize this. I don't know too many people understand. We were one of the fewest countries to have deaths. Now, yes, there were other countries that had less deaths than us, but not that many. Okay, we were one of the few. We didn't even have a good 2% of people dying from COVID. Like, let's keep it real. I'm just keeping it real. I'm not trying to hurt nobody. I'm not trying to argue with nobody. Well, don't nobody argue on this channel anyway. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, I give out a free gram if somebody's willing to debate or go against me. I need to put up a flyer or something, put that out there. But in that fact, when you look at COVID and you look at all that we was looking, and one thing I cannot wait till somebody come out with the report. The report is how the FBI was able to look into more of personal housings and houses and stuff because of the school systems too. That stuff was exposed, and I appreciate that during COVID.
Scientists change their opinions all the time on the basis of information. We believe you get this by doing this, clean everything a million times. Oh, turns out it's aerosolized. Forget about this. Don't worry about it. Remember what I said about don't wear a mask? You'll probably make yourself sick because you're touching. No, it's aerosolized. You need the masks. In science, makes perfect sense. When you, God forbid, you have somebody who's sick in your family and they start and they think, oh, we think it's pneumonia. Oh, turns out it's pleurisy. You don't say, the hell is wrong with you? I'm going to a new doctor. It's, so you found new information, changed it. Okay. That doesn't work in politics. In politics, you change your position, you're losing, you're weak.
You're a flip-flopper.
That's why they stick with things even when it doesn't make sense anymore. I remember a conversation I'll never forget.
That makes total sense right there. And like I said, I totally agree with them. I totally agree with him. And I didn't even take the time out to think like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's one way that I totally forgot, and I appreciate him bringing that up too.
With Roger Ailes. He's thinking about hiring me. He's beating me over the head about what he called pro-life. And I called, even back then, reproductive rights. And I was like, I don't get it. You're pro-life, but you're pro-death penalty. So like once you're out of the womb, it's like all bets are off. He changed. Why? Because it's logically inconsistent. That's very rare in politics. So what happened during the pandemic was you had these people who were changing information scientifically, but they were living in a political environment where you can't do that. So they started to get quiet about things when they should have been loud. The biggest example is when they went from the touch to aerosolized, they did not tell us the way they should have because they didn't want to own a mistake because they knew it would affect people's trust and their credibility. But I argued at the time, it'll be just the opposite. You're not politicians. And every problem after that was about guesswork at the best scenario in a new situation that they had never handled before. Separation, no separation. When not. When it was all, well, we don't really know. I don't know. I know that it's better that if we're all sick, we should probably be not too close to each other if we don't want to spread it. But how?
Yet again, if you cannot agree with some of these things talking about slamming the truth on COVID, then I don't know. He's on point. I am pretty agreeing with everything that he's saying.
And when and why and for how long, those were political determinations that should have been all Trump or his people, all Biden or his people. I don't want to see any white coat. You can tell me that you based it off what they just told you about this new thing. Okay. But what are you telling me? I elected you. I didn't elect these people. And political things are going to be held to political tests and standards. And we got the two mixed here. So you'll see tons of clips. Oh, they told you this, and then they told you that. That's because they're looking at, look, it used to be the world is flat. Then it's round, you know. It used to be that, you know, a lot of Christians believe that the earth is like, you know, a fraction as old as it really is, and that humanity is only a fraction. You know, depends. What do you want to base it off? Feel or fact? And that was the confusion that happened during that. And I told Dr. Fauci personally and publicly multiple times, you got to get yourself out of that position. Tony, you do not belong making political, and he would say, I'm not making political, but that's how it's playing.
It seemed like he loved the limelight.
That's how it's being used. Look, I've known him most of my adult life. Okay. He was close to my father, and very helpful to my father during the AIDS. And look, I tell you, we lived it then too. Oh, it's a gay disease. This is what you get for being gay. They used to call AIDS and HIV grid, because they wanted to tie it to gay people. And Tony Fauci was one of the early ones saying this is not sexuality based. It's transmission based. That is, you know, fluid to fluid, but also this, right? So, so I know him. Tony Fauci is a good man who does things for the right reason. Is he fallible? Of course. He felt that he was doing the right thing, and he had a lot of people in power from two administrations trying to push him to the front because it was better for them. He gave them cover. And I don't believe that our leaders should take cover when it's time to lead. And I think Biden did it wrong, and I think Trump did it wrong.
So if you yet again, I like those point of views. I had to bring that up. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I'm hey. Y'all know me. I'm a Trump, bro. So anything on reports on Trump that's gonna actually make some sense. You know what I'm saying? I like to bring it up. Yet again, y'all, it's about keeping America safe. You know what I'm saying? We want to smoke weed. We want to chill. We want to put our feet up. We want to sit back. We want to relax. You can't do that. Not now. I think it's time to smoke your weed and pay more attention to what's going on. I am definitely going to stay on stories like this. Now, like I said, we can smoke. Put comments in. If, like I said, y'all ever got anything that y'all want to talk about, I'm on here for an hour. I do this just so y'all can get an idea. I know there's stories up every day, but y'all might not have time. You know, I know how the marijuana is. You know what I'm saying? We really don't like to talk about these issues. So I talk about these issues, and at least it's recorded. You can always go back to my live videos. I wish my live videos were my regular videos too. Ooh, Lord. Yeah, let's see.
Chilling new details about the suspect in the deadly ambush of police officers in Fargo, North Dakota. Funeral services were held today for Officer Jake Wallin, killed as he worked the scene of a traffic crash last week. 2 other officers were injured. Today, dozens lining the streets to pay their respects. Authorities now saying the suspect, fatally shot by police, was likely planning an even bigger attack. Here's ABC's Mona Kosar-Abdi.
Tonight, Officer Jake Wallin laid to rest as authorities in Fargo, North Dakota say the gunman behind a deadly police ambush was possibly planning a larger attack.
You face down a murderous and evil person who is committing to harming others so that others wouldn't have to.
Nearly a week after that street shootout, authorities now revealing new details about the suspect, Mohammed Barakat. Police say Barakat's internet history showed searches for explosive ammo, kill fast, and mass shooting events, and even a search for a downtown street fair the night before the shooting.
In the days leading up to there, he's looking for specifically to the region for large crowd events in the region.
Wallin and 2 other officers on the scene of a fender bender on July 14, when police say Barakat opened fire from inside this car. Its back window spray painted black. Barakat allegedly armed with a long rifle and handgun. Police say Bearcat exited the car, still firing. Waleem, an Army National Guardsman just sworn in about 3 months ago, fatally struck. 2 officers and a civilian wounded before Bearcat was shot dead by a 4th officer. Inside Bearcat's car, authorities say they found this massive arsenal, including a homemade grenade, gasoline canisters, and propane tanks containing improvised explosives.
Damn. I'm telling y'all, and a lot of people have been saying this to me, and I'm glad they be saying this to me. No matter what type of law, look, you know how I try to sound smart because you saying slow? I'm trying to catch my breath. Okay? No matter what type of law that you put in, that man would have still got a hold of them rifles and all that stuff. So don't sit up here and let's not sit up here and say that this man was, we need to change law. This man had an intention. He had a whereabout. He had specific places where he was trying to go and trying to do. It has nothing to do with the law and what was set in place. Because I guarantee we sat up here and looked up North Dakota and their gun law. They probably one of the strictest gun law places out there. Let's save it up. And this is where America, the government be like, okay, people be having that in their homes. They want to allow the FBI and the CIA to go searching your homes. Would you allow that? You may not have that. You may be growing weed. You want them still come searching your home just because they want to make sure you don't have that much gun and as much artillery in your crib? Are you sure? Because if you're okay with them searching your crib just to make sure that they ain't got no artillery, then you accidentally get locked up or you get a summons to court for something else, then you're mad, you're pissed off. But they came in your house just to check to see if you got guns. Remember this too. In other countries, you're not allowed to have nothing in your home. Nothing. The government already knows that there's no guns in your home. I know y'all be like, man, that sounds a lot safer. Yeah, nobody has guns. Are you sure? Are you sure? We gotta really think about protecting yourself. Because if everybody was able to protect themselves with that barricade, that nobody innocent would die. Because everybody would have been everybody. Everybody been shooting at him. And then this man trying to boo. Instead of thinking, take away, think about more people need to start protecting ourselves here in America. I'm just saying.
The horrible winds of fate. It's the best explanation I have for you for how he saw those officers on the way to where we believe he was going.
Truly disturbing details. Mona Kosar Abdi joining us now tonight. Mona, what are authorities saying about a possible motive here?
Well, the investigation is still ongoing and an official motive has yet to be determined. Police believe that Bearcat was driven by hatred and a desire to kill at random. Whit?
All right, Mona, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel.
Thanks for checking out Burn Live YouTube channel where you can smoke weed and hear news too. And feel comfortable in your home. Shit. Oh, Lord. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, man, these news, these articles, these clips that we go over, it's just so we can get an idea. I know you probably don't have time to sit up and watch the news every day. And I feel like sometimes I here just need to sit here and just go over news with y'all.
The power of social media to force change and perhaps justice In India, viral and frankly disgusting video of women being dragged naked through the streets has forced authorities to pay attention to a gang rape incident they had been ignoring. This happened in India's state of Manipur in the eastern part of the country, far from its bigger, more cosmopolitan cities. CNN's Vidika Sood has more details.
Anger in the northeastern state of Manipur and across the country. In Delhi, huge crowds gathered protesting after graphic video showing two women being sexually assaulted circulated online. In the 26-second horrific clip that's gone viral on social media, two women were forced to walk naked on a road with a mob of at least 36 men surrounding them. The women were groped and sexually assaulted. They were terrified, crying out for help, covering their bare bodies with their hands. They were led to a field where they were allegedly gang raped. The horrific incident took place on May 4th. But police only made arrests after the video surfaced. A massive manhunt is underway for potential other suspects. The sexual assault has renewed attention in Manipur, which has been grappling with ethnic clashes since May. More than 100 people have been killed and tens of thousands displaced during violent clashes between two communities. The Kuki is a tribal group in the state and the majority Meitei population. They're fighting over access to government benefits. Despite the violence, India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi has been silent for weeks. But the video and the national outrage over it got him to finally make a public statement.
And I want to assure the countrymen that no culprit will be spared. The law, with all its might and strictness, will take steps one by one. Whatever has happened with the daughters of Manipur will never be forgiven.
The order is only one.
But the opposition wants more from the Prime Minister.
And we want a discussion here on Manipur. We want a discussion, and the Prime Minister has to open his mouth. Manipur.
Despite the Prime Minister's assurances,
do y'all want one person just running y'all country? So we up here yelling, hey, we want answers. Why is this? One person to rule our country for 20 years, and he give it to his son, and his son is... Y'all want stuff like that? Because that's how this world is going to shape and form into if we don't be careful, where you can vote for somebody that you believe in and have your beliefs, or if he don't win, you still can go on in the same country where we live and have our beliefs and not be dictatorship to madness like this. I know y'all probably like, wow, I can't believe he's showing videos like this. I think we need to see videos and news clips like this so y'all can really break it down and appreciate what you got at home. I'm just saying, I wouldn't pick this video out if I didn't think that understandable. I don't want harm to come to nobody. But when you can fight back, these people can't fight back. That's why I'm trying to let y'all know. They can't fight back. They got sticks and brooms and stuff. Poking holes and doors. Let that would have happened out here. Huh? Let that would have happened out here. That broom hole. Yeah. The door is open. You walk up in that mug. You go get who you want to go get. Ain't no cameras. But hey. They can't protect themselves, but y'all, we can protect ourselves over here. Think about that. Please do.
Manipur remains tense. Women in the state have torched the house of one suspect, and questions remain as to why it took so long for authorities to take action. It could take months for peace to return to the state.
I'm not laughing at the situation. I'm laughing at, like, sticks to prove a point. Real protection. They got sticks over here.
It's
I want
taken
y'all
a
to see
video
that.
to wake up authorities in Manipur. There have only been a handful of arrests till now for a brutal crime committed in the first week of May. Here in Delhi, Parliament has been adjourned till Monday after House.
Y'all better keep y'all weapons. 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 I'm just saying, boy. Y'all don't think weapons are not important to keep around here for protection. That was a prime video right there. That was a simple video right there. Easy. Easy. Don't forget about the soldier that's in North Korea locked up too now. Don't forget about that now. Let's see what my boy talking about.
Welcome to the show. Two old friends joining us now, Florida Congressman Byron Donalds and Pennsylvania Congressman Scott Perry. Both of these gents are members of the House Oversight Committee. Gentlemen, thank you very much for coming on a Friday. We appreciate it enormously. You've both been wonderful to this show. And I guess, Byron, I'll just start with you randomly. I mean, I think the story has changed completely. In a sense, Biden family critics, including myself, have gotten the story wrong. It wasn't Burisma bribing Biden. It was Biden forcing Burisma to give him money in order to do their bidding. And that is a completely different story. What do you think about this? Because that's what the Chuck Grassley 1023 seems to show, Byron Donalds. What do you make of it?
Larry, I got to tell you, we've been so into this entire investigation. I didn't really process it the way you looked at it, but I would say, based upon your view, that is correct. Him doing a shakedown of Burisma, Hunter Biden being the conduit for Joe Biden to do this, is explosive. It's damning. It's indicative of the corruption surrounding this Biden family. And the thing that's also really important in that document, later on, it says that the Burisma executive is not concerned about them finding the money because they think it'll take investigators 10 years to track the money down because they're going to move it through all these different companies and all these different shells. And we now have known through our investigations that the modus operandi of the Bidens is to move money through multiple companies and to hide it from the IRS, to hide it from investigators. This is heavy corruption by the Biden family, and it must be held accountable for it.
No question, no question. The thing is, though, Scott Perry, I just want to go back to this. I mean, if you walk through, read carefully, and perhaps you all have, okay? I'm not, trying to change anything. I'm just making certain conclusions based on my reading of this. But if you walk through it, Scott, it wasn't the Burisma people who were bribing Joe Biden. In fact, here, let me go back a step. In the 1023 released by Chuck Grassley yesterday, Scott Perry, in that document, it seems like the Burisma CEO and his advisors, and by the way, this confidential human source who was some kind of an advisor, it seems like they said, don't do it. We don't want to do it. The Burisma guy said, I don't want to do this. But Joe Biden is forcing me to do it. And Joe Biden is forcing me to keep Hunter Biden on the Burisma board.
This may sound good to us Trump supporters. But yet again, one reason that I can't get too deep up into this, because if this is true, until they actually go out there and, take the man to court like they doing Trump, which they're not gonna, it'd be amazing. And it wouldn't shock me to see them, that they wouldn't go after Biden to after he got off of office, then they'll go after him, or they're trying to lock him up and stuff, and all this conspiracy theories that's been going around with him and his son, and then he go to court and Biden this and Biden this, and everybody come out and just throw Biden under the bus after he get out of office. That's more how it's gonna go, and then you're gonna see these guys come back on him, man. I told him, man. I'm sorry it took so long to the people, and we're gonna go for it, and we're gonna fall for it. We're gonna be like, okay, yeah, we knew it. We had him, and we should have got him. And no way he should have spent the 4 years in office. And that sounds like a good story. That sounds like that's how it's gonna really run when it's all said and done. And if they run it like that, then I'm not gonna be the one to say I told you so, because I'm not, no mind reader. I don't know nothing. I ain't trying to have nobody come in here tap me like what resources you got and where you get your information from and stuff like that. But that's Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? If you really look at it, that's just a very good script to stick to, and that'll run the nation. You know what I'm saying? To where Trump once again would look, or whoever's in office at that time after he runs his 4 years or his 8 years, Joe Biden. After that, and then he gets all them scandals put on, and he's whatever. Yeah, yeah. That's most likely is what's gonna happen. That's why I can't wait till I wake up one day like Joe Biden's is being locked up. Like what? Where? When? How? Then
The
we're
guy
going
didn't. I mean,
somewhere.
I don't know who's right and who's wrong, and they all may be a bunch of crooks. All people named thus far, but I'm just saying it sounds like the Burisma crowd did not want to pay Joe Biden in the first place, but Joe Biden said you got to pay me in order for me to get rid of Shokin, and then you can go on your merry way and buy companies in America. Scott, I don't know if you've read it as carefully and whether you conclude the same thing. But I don't think the Burisma guy wanted to do this in the first place and was forced into it by the president.
Well, Larry, here's what we absolutely do know. This isn't the first shakedown that we're hearing of, right? We read the text message from Hunter Biden to the chairman about the shakedown with his father sitting right next to him. So there's part of a pattern there. A couple other things we know for sure is that the FBI, DOJ, in concert with some folks at IRS, have already slow walked this and are likely guilty of obstruction. And so we shouldn't be surprised that the FBI hasn't pursued this all along. The other thing, whether it's bribery or extortion, it's all corruption. Now, this is a confidential FBI source that they have confidence that is a valid source. We're not really sure. Look, when I read that, I was surprised. And I read that, I think Byron, I read that probably a couple months ago now that it's been released. I was surprised that Zlochevsky was saying, I didn't want to do this. I was forced to. And he actually didn't like how Hunter Biden was performing because he didn't think he was getting the job done. But maybe it is deeper. Maybe, look, this fits into the pattern that the rest of the Oversight Committee and Jamie Comer, the chairman, have gotten into, where the Biden crime syndicate has gone to countries and individuals in peril and tried to use Joe Biden's access to provide cover for them or get them out of their trouble.
Boy, that's gonna be one of the best movies. I'm telling y'all, when this movie come out, we're gonna have Bruce Willis in it. It's gonna be a Die Hard movie. I'm telling you, it's gonna be like Die Hard 5 or 6 or something. And they're gonna use this Biden shit. I'm telling y'all, okay? Here, let me light this weed up so y'all can see. I'm just telling you, man, this is like the best story ever. Your president, who we thought was weak, I've been saying weak, and he ain't got no muscle, been going around talking about you pay me, pay me. This man been going around telling all these people to pay me. I'm like, okay, Joe Biden. If you get paid, why you just can't fix up America? Cover it up by fixing up America. I'm telling y'all, there are things that he has done that truly are people that can say he has done that can make him win. There are also things that we know he can do that'll get people like me like, you know what, Joe? I don't know. You're on the right track of doing some things. It's small little things that Joe Biden can do. But this story right here that y'all listening to, man, I can't wait till they make the movie of it. It's gonna be a die-hard movie. It's gonna have, like I said, Bruce Willis, gonna have Brad Pitt in it. Man, it's gonna have all the greats, because you're gonna need the greats. You know what I'm saying? This man right here is gonna be played as Kevin Hart. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Hart gonna actually get a serious role. I believe in you, Kevin Hart. You can do a serious role. They're gonna have the dude in the middle play that Seinfeld. They gonna get Seinfeld to play as him. You know what I'm saying? They just do a little small, little medium post, but it ain't nothing real big. But yo, telling you, with this movie right here, and this all
for
comes
payment.
to,
This fits the pattern, whether it's bribery.
and this all comes together, when this all comes together and it all comes out, like I said, this is not gonna come out until after he get out of office, y'all. Then it's just gonna, trust me.
Or whether it's extortion. The real problem is that the FBI and the agencies involved appear to be obstructing justice, and that the vice president and now the president of the United States looks to be inexorably involved in either bribery.
And they got corrupted cops in it too. FBI, oh man. All you missing is is the is the shootout scenes. Think about it. The when the movie about a laptop get exposed and it's got all this and it's gonna be a shootout scenes thriving through the TV and people gotta still like, you need to go get that briefcase. And then some random little weird dude is gonna hack it. Whoever the star, well, I guess Bruce Willis is gonna be the star. He's gonna open it up. He's gonna have some little nerd crack it open. I'm telling you, they're gonna make a movie out of this. Come on. They did a TV show out of the Clintons, y'all. You didn't know? I know y'all know. I know y'all know about the TV show they made out of the Clintons. I watched it, loved it. I can't lie to you. So if you don't know that TV show that they made out of the Clintons, which I don't believe nobody that watch my show does, I give you a free speaker as a giveaway to the first person that answered in any of my videos back to the TV show that was made by the Bidens. I mean, by the Clintons.
Bribery, extortion, but certainly in the broad selling out of the United States of America for policy on some foreign shore.
One way or another, Byron, it's Scott's got to be right. I mean, corruption is bad. Corruption at the highest levels of government. Corruption at the highest level of the government. But Byron, the other point is these 1023s have been around for a while. Now, I'm not sure how long. 3 years. It could. The one that was quoted yesterday from Chuck Grassley. Those conversations occurred in 2016, I believe, right after the election. You think 7 years is enough time for the FBI to investigate or come up with some conclusions, or not? I mean, where's the investigation? Now, I'm using the word alleged, and I'm using it a lot. And you know, we have not fully proved any of this. Okay. But gee whiz.
That's the part where it kills me. Y'all got all these smoking guns. We got all these smoking guns. But can't nobody pull the trigger. Stop playing with me, because they ain't gonna pull the trigger until he get out of office. I'm just keeping it so real with you guys. And I'm gonna cover it. I'm gonna be right here covering, and I hope that I have more people in here with me when I cover. And I'm like, man, y'all remember that video? Let me try to go back, and I'm gonna try to go back into my files, and I'm gonna try to figure it out and cover it. But now I ain't gonna hold nobody too much longer. This is what I do. Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, every time y'all watching this. I appreciate that y'all watch this with me. Good night. Peace.
you.